What's up, YouTube? Robert the Monster Among Marks Drapp here. I'm back again to once more try and attempt to fix the WWE. Now, what does that mean? That means I'm going to be taking an outsider's perspective, your typical everyday kind of view, and just going off as far as trying to help suggest things that I think would be would enhance the product as it stands. And I've just realized that you can probably barely see me. So again, I apologize, but we got to put up the sign. Be right back. Just 1 second, because I'm an idiot. This is what happens when you're a one-man show. You forget things. Much better, huh? Now, to get on with the show proper. First, let's take a look at the question. I actually have bullet points for this show that will not show up here on the video, but I have them. The first question when I thought of the topic WWE versus AEW, why are they fighting? Well, fact is WWE has been the only real big name in North America for a very, very long time. Especially America and probably a lot of Canada. Sure, you might hear of local indie shows, but when you think of full-on professional wrestling, everybody just naturally defaults to WWE. And this has led WWE to not only become basically a household name, but also become one of the only purveyors of American professional wrestling entertainment for a very, very long time. Their last challenge was World Championship Wrestling, aka WCW. And one could argue Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW, but I really don't. I liked ECW, but not enough to invest heavily in it. So, but the reason they're fighting actually stands more to who they are in my mind. You have the creative minds of Cody Rhodes, who is a former WWE talent, with his gimmick not only being Cody Rhodes and formerly Stardust, but now you have the likes of Dustin Runnels, aka Goldust, and Chris Jericho on board with names that most people don't know, like Kenny Omega, like Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. You're probably going to get Marty Scurll in there. You've got just all these outside names getting prominence in this promotion that is funded by the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this isn't somebody who just put together a show and sold out Madison Square Garden. This is somebody who did that and then had a vision enough to try and progress it further. And with the bankroll that AEW has behind it, and now they have a television deal with Turner Broadcasting, aka TNT, for the very near future, actually, and a They have a pay-per-view, the Double or Nothing pay-per-view, coming up here in about 2 weeks on the 25th. And you better believe, while I don't know a whole lot about AEW, I'm going to start binge watching the road to Double or Nothing, so that way I can kind of catch up. And maybe here in the next couple days, I'll be able to understand the storylines and give you guys kind of my perspective on it as it retains to me being the monster among marks. Now, this all of this information would not be a problem, would not have even started had WWE not fixated on AEW. And their first major problem, WWE's first major mistake, was not just doing what they've done with Ring of Honor, aka, oh yeah, that's the thing over there we don't have to worry about. Think about it. WWE does not often mention accolades or any part of a wrestler's past from New Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor or anywhere else, unless they want to. And they could. They could absolutely start mentioning the times that AJ Styles has faced Samoa Joe in TNA. The fact that these guys have all worked other promotions all around the world and have faced each other before. But they don't do that. They're like, no, that doesn't count. But with AEW, WWE's first big mistake was, you come into our shows wearing anything from them, saying All Elite Wrestling, you're banned from the you're either banned from the venue, you have to lose the shirt or buy a new shirt. Like, if you lose the shirt, you can turn it inside out. But if you're not going to turn it inside out, you have to buy a shirt. If you're not going to buy a shirt, you're gone. When the smarter thing for them to do, and this was extraordinarily dumb in the sense of, we don't like you, so therefore we're going to create a little bit of controversy that's going to drum up your name. That could have been handled so much better. But no. We have this. And banning the shirts and probably signs as well. I don't know, but I'd imagine you're not gonna engender yourself very well to the fans. Now, on the flip side of that coin, was it smart? Yes, they recognize a threat. These guys didn't make millions of dollars last year. Matt, Cody, Nick, the entire Bullet Club. They didn't make all the money they made last year without being marketing geniuses. And therefore, especially when WWE hit the Bullet Club with the C&D, the cease and desist, for using the Too Sweet. That was a calculated move by WWE, and then Matt and Nick Jackson turn around and just run with it. Created merch, capitalized on that, and WWE should know how to exactly dismantle their opponents, because they've done it before. But then again, that was Vince at his prime. That was Vincent Kennedy McMahon, one of the best things. You're fired. You know, that Vince. And that Vince isn't around anymore, which just makes me question, who's going to win this fight? How could any part of this work out. Now, there's a lot of factors to really consider when you're looking at who could win this. WWE has the bankroll, the name value, and recognition, a talent roster that is deeper than it has ever been in its entire life, and especially if you watch Money in the Bank last night, which, again, I've seen some of the highlights. I didn't get to watch it all. If you watched it, you saw some quality matches that were just jaw-dropping in many cases, for good or ill, from start to finish. And they haven't done that in quite a while, which tells me that Vince knows this is serious, especially with Double or Nothing basically being the kickoff for TNT, AEW putting together their weekly shows and moving in. So this could be a thing, and that's actually the odds in favor. Is not a lot of people know what AEW is going to do. They know some of the names on the roster, so it's a lot of surprise. One of the names that a lot of people know and can't wait to see in the ring is see on TV is good old Jim Ross. Jim Ross is signed to be a commentator on AEW. I mean, how do you turn down a legend like that? Is he, again, age will catch up with us all. Things happen. That's just inevitable. So how can Jim Ross really make a difference? Well, his voice is iconic. I mean, there's no arguing that. Everybody has heard the by God, he's broken in half. You know, those things stick in a person's memory, and no matter how much other garbage there was between the epic moments where we all remember it, it's still Jim Ross, and we're still getting that quality, that level of awesome. So why wouldn't you have him there? And personally, if I could swing it, I'd get them to sign Edge, Adam Carolla, for a commentary deal to be kind of the Corey Graves of the commentary booth. Just do it. But who's going to win is really going to be an answer I can't really give so heavily. But one thing I will note is, apparently, rumor has it that AEW on TV is going to be TV 14. So maybe a splash of blood here and there, when and where it's warranted. And just having that out is going to be not a... I think they're going to use it sparingly. I hope they use it sparingly, so it's more of a shock and awe when it happens. But I think we're going to get a better version of the Attitude Era in that sense. Now, how could this all fall out? Like, what is the resolution? Like, how do we end this? How could there stop? How would I stop the fight? It's very, very simple. WWE needs to start looking at AEW not as a competitor, but as a jettison. AEW is hungry for talent, people that have a little bit of a name. And they have a roster that's bloated with individuals that we love, but they're not using. And generally speaking, in years past, it's been this time of year that WWE does a little bit of spring cleaning, which means certain talent gets their walking papers. But this year has been the reverse, where stars have asked for their release. WWE needs to look at this as a godsend and give it up. People like Luke Harper, who has nothing to do but is insanely talented. Sasha Banks wants to go? See ya. We've got 5 more women who are ready and willing and able to step up into that place. Ember Moon, for one. Why not have Ember Moon? She's doing nothing. Have her step into Sasha Banks' spot. The Revival don't want to re-sign? Let him go. This is your chance to save yourself some money and build up talent that maybe don't get a lot of screen time, don't get a lot of recognition, and start using those people more, because that's exactly what they should do. Now, I'm looking very heavily at the WWE side, but how would I fix this from the AEW side? Really? AEW has nothing to worry about. What they've done, especially going with the TV-14 angle, is they've given diehard fans of the Attitude Era and wrestling an out. They have the opportunity to sit down and go, okay, well, this is what they were doing. They're doing things that people don't like. I'm sorry. I just had a flashback to the winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Spoilers, it's fucking Brock Lesnar. That's right. I'm not messing with you. I'm not trolling you. I'm not even joking. I swear on my beard, Brock Lesnar is the 2019 Men's Money in the Bank winner. Why? Why not have it be Ali? Mustafa Ali had the briefcase in his hand. Lesnar's music hits. He stops. Lesnar charges down to the ring, pushes over the ladder. Thus, Ali falls. Lesnar grabs a ladder, rights it, gets up there, unhooks the briefcase. Why? And that leads me to, how can WWE fix this problem? Well, it's said that Vince doesn't want to give up Brock Lesnar. Like, he really sees Brock Lesnar as a big time draw. He's not, but Vince believes it. And we have the Saudi show coming up next month, and apparently that's supposed to be how he gets in. Like, he's supposed to be facing, I guess, Seth Rollins. Although I think I'd find more story instead of Seth Rollins. Have it be Kofi. What WWE needs to do to fix the situation they're in is, one, ease up on worrying about what stars want to leave. Like I said, let the people go that want to go. Keep that payroll cap open and sign people that maybe want to be there, maybe need some time, and then take the guys from the mid card, or the guys and girls from the mid card, and start building them as credible people, as credible talent. Number 3, Vince needs to stop relying on part-time talent. I kid you not, one of the matches at the Super Showdown is going to be, and I had to put the pause in there. I hated it, but I had to. Is, no joke, Goldberg versus The Undertaker. Why? I don't even know what kind of shape Goldberg's in, but it doesn't even matter what shape he's in. Let the dead man die. Let the dead man rest. He's got to step aside. Love him. I love the Undertaker. I cried when Roman beat him and he folded up his jacket, took off his gloves, put his hat in the ring. That was emotional for me. That was visceral for me. That should have been it. That should have been all of it. But no, Vince keeps somehow convinced. I don't know what he's got on Mark Calloway, but we need to help him. We need to help Vince get away from using part-time talent like that, and especially Brock Lesnar. Lesnar is not a draw anymore. Maybe 5 years ago, right after he broke the streak. Not now. Not anymore. Don't care about Brock Lesnar. Hate Brock Lesnar. A lot of people do. Especially for his 1 year tenure with the Universal Championship, where we kept saying, okay, they're holding it for Roman for WrestleMania. Fine. They're going to coronate Roman. Okay, just do it. We're accepting this. And then they didn't do it. It's time to let it go. How else can WWE fix the situation they're in with the ratings slump and the crowd reaction? Well, I think a Cyber Sunday kind of situation where fans can go to like WWE.com, vote on what they thought the match of the night was, vote what they thought the segment of the night was, i.e. promo, backstage, beatdown, what have you. And then vote who they'd like to see next week. And with the idea that I have pitched, and I think I've pitched on my last Monster Among Marks video, which is have waves, have staggered appearances. 1 week, these people are like Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is good. He really is. Have him cut a promo. A down the lens selfie promo telling you why he's sick of sitting in the back, why he hates his position, what he wants in this life out of WWE. What inspired him to go after this. Tell us give us some meat for your character. If it works, and don't script it. Just let him go out there and cut a promo on video. His character, go. And then you get a match between, say, God, is Zack Ryder even No, he is, isn't he? Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins are the Raw Tag Team champions. But that's the point. It's like you don't see these guys week to week. Why not? We should. They're the champs. They're the fucking tag team champs. Why the hell can't we see them every week? Or at least 1 in 2 weeks. You don't need Seth Rollins to be at every show. You don't need AJ Styles to be at every show. You need guys that you can build up, that you can put on the shows, that you can have mid-card feuds, that you can have good, solid reasons why these guys are fighting and they're trying to get up the ladder to the guy who's the champion. There you go. Have the guys that aren't wrestling, like, if they're wrestling 1 week, they're going to cut a selfie promo next week, and they can talk about the person they're having a rivalry with for that time until a pay-per-view, wherein if they're a mid-card guy, they get the pre-show, so our championships aren't on a fucking pre-show. And then you get guys that are like, you know, your championship talent. They go against their rivals, and then after that, you just move people up the ladder and kind of cycle it through. And also, if you're cutting a selfie promo, if you're cutting a video promo, those guys don't have to work that night. They can go away. They can go to the next show. They can go to the next week's venue and just spend a week either A, promoting that, hey, we're going to be shooting Monday Night Raw here in Sacramento, California, and the guys are actually in like Colorado for Raw that week. They get an entire week to kind of rest and not have to worry so much. And it's not such a big travel thing because why not just have them do that? And it's not like WWE couldn't afford to put together travel and health benefits for the guys that are backstage, that are in the ring every week. It's like just fight insurance, I guess. I mean, professional fighters, like MMA fighters, go out and beat the shit out of each other legitimately every week. Every odd month. Why not double down, buy that insurance for every member on the roster? It would be an investment in your future, and it's just good practice. So, but overall, I have to say, thank you all for watching. Give me your thoughts down in the comments section below. And while you're at it, please like, subscribe, share it out, hit the bell for the notifications. Hit me up on Twitter at RobsRandomRoms, and I will give you a little bit of a tease. Next week, as I said in my poll on Twitter, I will be tackling the Roman Reigns problem. See you next time.